You're listening to the Next Level You podcast. On today's episode, we explore how indecision is the thief of all growth, advancement, and achievement. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm your host, Jamie Lang, and welcome to the Next Level You. Inside this podcast, we dive deep into the inner workings of your mind, how to elevate your life, the necessary subconscious reprogramming to the undeniable laws of success, and the tools, techniques, steps, and lessons I have learned in my 25-year journey of inner growth and development. You can expect hard truths and honest conversations about what it takes to uplevel your life and step into the best version of yourself. Join me on this journey in creating your best life. Ready to become that next level you? Let's begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 3 of the Next Level You podcast. My name is Jamie Lang, and I am super pumped and excited that you have joined me today for this discussion on decision making and predominantly indecision. Now, we're faced with decisions daily from the second that we wake up. From what we're going to have for breakfast, to what we're going to wear, to what we're going to have for lunch, what we're going to make for dinner. There are decisions every day, but the decisions that I'm talking about are could be life-changing decisions. They're like a fork in the road. Do I take road A or do I take road B? They could be decisions that affect other people. And some really important decisions can feel overwhelming and invoke a lot of negative feelings. Now, as we start to wrap up 2023 and define what 2024 is going to be, so I'm going to make some decisions in order to change my life. Now, that could be in career, in your professional life, that could be in your personal life, that could be in your financial situation. It could be in your social settings. It could be in your health and fitness. Whatever it is, it can feel overwhelming to make a decision in order to change or get a different result. Now, why decision making can be hard is, first of all, there can be too many options. You could be thinking, oh, but I want to do this, this, and this, or what about that, that, and that? And it can just be so overwhelming that it causes you to not make a decision. Just knowing that there are so many options can actually stop you from making a decision. Maybe there's not enough options. Maybe there's only this or that. And you think, well, I don't want this or that. So what other option do I have? But you're still not making a decision. In this scenario, I would be absolutely looking at what options I could create then if the options that are available, the lack of options, aren't exactly what you're looking for. I would also be thinking along the lines of, well, if I chose this option, where is that going to lead me to then being able to choose something else to get me closer to what I want? There's a lot of fear-based reasons that can come up for indecision. There can be a fear of making the wrong decision. And making the wrong decision is definitely a fear that a lot of people can feel. And that really just comes down to trusting yourself to make the right decision for you. So there's a huge element of trust behind yourself and belief in yourself that you can make a decision. Now, that could be from past experience. Maybe someone's told you, oh, that was the wrong decision. Maybe you made a decision and at the time it wasn't the right decision for you. But what is really important is that decision led you to something else, which we're going to cover off. But maybe that fear of making the wrong decision is causing you to not make a decision. Maybe there's a fear of upsetting other people. Now, I've just had this come up for me recently in my own life where someone was afraid of upsetting someone else, and so they were avoiding making a decision because they were afraid of what other people were going to say and also of upsetting other people. However, that indecision of really drawing the line in the sand of certain behavior is actually making a decision one way or the other. So it can be that fear of, well, if I make this decision, then I'm going to upset that person. Or if I make that decision, then I'm going to upset, all these other people. And it can really just cause you to, not make a decision. The biggest key here that I think is that when you have that fear of upsetting other people, you're not actually putting yourself first. You're not actually coming down and coming into your heart and going, well, what do I want? Because you're thinking of other people. And that really then can go into people pleasing and caring what other people think, when really just sitting with what you want is an element of then trusting yourself to make that decision and backing yourself and doing what's best for you. Now, there can be a fear of change or unknown. If I make this decision, I don't actually know what's on the other side. I don't know if it's going to be better than what I've currently got. So that fear of the unknown, and the saying goes, better the devil you know than the devil you don't, can actually cause you to not make a decision and stay where you are. Tony Robbins said, a decision made from fear is always the wrong decision. There can be pressure from others to lean towards one choice or another. So this pressure can inadvertently be driving you towards a decision that, again, isn't sitting with where you want to be or what you want to do deep in your soul and in your heart. And so that pressure from others can stop you from making a decision based on what you want to do, rather feeling the pressure of what they want to do. So that's how decision making can be hard. Now, not all decisions are designed to be easy, nor are they meant to be easy. Some decisions are completely life-changing, and the more you're emotionally invested in the outcome, the harder the decision-making process can be. Any decisions that you make should come from the alignment of what you want to create in your life, rather than the fear of making the wrong decision, of upsetting others, or of the unknown. Personally, in my life, the hardest decisions that I've been faced with have been the pivotal moments in my life where everything shifted and changed. It's almost like a sliding doors moment where if I had chosen the other path, that my life would have gone in a completely different direction. And it's only through hindsight that I'm able to see that where I am now is exactly where I was meant to be. And those decisions along the way have helped get me to where I am. The first major decision that I made in my life was changing the university degree that I was studying. I started off studying to become a PE teacher, and quite quickly realized that that was definitely not my calling. I felt it very strongly in my body that that was not what I was meant to be doing. Now, I did come up with a lot of resistance, particularly from my mum, when I told her that I wanted to change. It wasn't what I wanted to do. That was based around probably fear on her behalf. No one in our family at that point had gone through university, and she was really proud that I had, taken that path and chosen to study and extend my studies after finishing school. And so I really had to stick clear in what I wanted and the direction that I wanted to go in, because I deeply believed that I wasn't meant to be a PE teacher. Now, if I had decided to go along with what my mum had wanted for me, life would be very different now. Who knows, maybe I would have made the decision after even completing the university degree. So that was really hard. I was only 19 years of age, and making such a pivotal decision at such a young age was really quite challenging. The next major decision in my life was when I decided to end my first marriage. Now, we had only been married, I think about 4 years, and that was to my childhood sweetheart. And that was a major decision, and not one that was met with much support. But I just had this feeling in my stomach that this wasn't my person that I was meant to spend the rest of my life with. And just more recently, in the last 12 months, I decided to close my network marketing business that I had been running for 4.5 years, Back when I started that business, I actually didn't realize that it was a network marketing business the way that it was branded and marketed to me. I quickly fell in love with the business and still to this day love the products that business developed, and I love the friendships that I've made from that business, and I learnt so much. But I got to a point where I realized that it wasn't in alignment with what I really wanted and my true calling. That was a massive decision because after COVID, our previous business with our martial arts had reduced in income, but I really just had to stick clear with what I was feeling in my gut. Now, every decision along the way, whether it was the university, changing university degrees, whether it was ending my first marriage, or whether it was ending my network marketing business, I sat down and wrote a pros and cons list of what to do and what the other options could be. And particularly with my marriage, we, did try to work on it, but I really then had to listen to where my gut and my heart was pulling me in which direction. And then regardless of what other people said, regardless of what other people felt, regardless of what other people thought, I then followed my gut. And I can, in hindsight, say that I am so proud of myself for following through on those decisions, because they were definitely not easy decisions, neither of them, in different stages of my life. One was at 19, one was at 26, and one was at 44. But I know that they were the best decisions for me. And the way that I realized that and knew and believed that they were the best decisions for me, because when I made that decision, the weight off my shoulders, the change in the feeling in my gut, the lightness in my heart, they were all indications that I had made the right decision. Even when I questioned myself after making the decision each time, and believe me, there were moments that I did absolutely question, have I made the right decision? And shit, what have I done? But I continued to believe in myself, and I continued to follow what I deeply knew in my heart was the right thing for me. And every single time I came through the other end, knowing and having the evidence that I had made the right decision. Now, there obviously have been smaller decisions throughout my life that perhaps weren't the best decisions. It could have been when in my early 20s, I started a life coaching business. And in hindsight, with all my business experience now, I can see where I went wrong or where I fell short. But that's okay, because I learned, again, a hell of a lot in that time, and other doors opened for me. All right, so how to effectively make decisions? Well, first of all, we need to identify what we're trying to decide. How many options are there? What are the different outcomes? What are we looking to achieve? And so first of all, just coming back to looking at the reasons behind making the decision also, and what the outcome is that you want to achieve. Gathering all possible choices and alternatives. Now, for me, I really find it helps when I write this down. If I am trying to make a really big decision, then writing down all the possible choices and outcomes from those choices, all the alternatives that I have, really just trying to think outside the box and make sure I'm gathering as much information as I possibly can in order to make the best decision. Writing a pros and cons list for each of the options and choices definitely helps drive clarity in the decision-making process. But then what I like to do is do a gut check, is just sit with it, whether it's for a day or whether it's overnight, and just sleep on it and really just feel into my gut and also into my heart as to what the best choice is for me. And then decide and take action. Avoid flip-flopping and absolutely stick with your decision by backing yourself. Andy Andrews from The Traveler's Gift, The 7 Decisions That Determine Personal Success, quoted, "Successful people make their decisions quickly and change their minds slowly. Failures make their decisions slowly and change their minds quickly." And I really want to highlight that you're never going to get it right 100% of the time. But the more important element here is that one decision will lead you to another. One decision will also open up different opportunities and different doors, which then lead to further decisions. So make a decision and then do everything to make that decision the right one, even if it leads to making another decision. When you fail to make a decision, you're actually making a decision. When you fail to act towards a certain outcome or draw a line in the sand, you are in fact making a decision of staying where you are, of not backing yourself, of potentially not backing others. When you fail to make a decision, you are in fact making a decision. So the next time you're faced with a decision, identify what it is that you're trying to decide. Gather all possible choices and alternatives. Write a pros and cons list to help gain clarity on the outcome that you're looking to create. Sit with it, do a gut check. What is it that really is in alignment with what you want? Make a decision and then take action towards that decision. Without the action backing the decision, you haven't actually made the decision. So that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for joining me on The Next Level You. If you do have any questions, be sure to shoot me a DM and I would love to hear your feedback. And also just be sure to hit the follow or subscribe button on the platform that you're listening to so that you don't miss an episode. Until next time, remember, what you shine a light on cannot stay hidden. Talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Next Level You. If you loved and found value in today's episode, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review so I can continue delivering valuable content and inspire more listeners. And if you haven't connected with me on social media, come and join me on Instagram, where you can find extra doses of inspiration at The Jamie Lang or visiting my website at jamielang.com. That's spelled JAIMELAING. Your support means the world to me, and I'm so grateful for you all. Until next time, remember to embrace the journey to become the next level you.